Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Theory Tuition series where I'm working with you step by step through the ABRSM Theory Grades. There are lots of resources available to help you on my website. If you visit sharonbill.com, you'll find some free PDF information sheets. You can download these in US letter or A4 and they accompany each step of this series. You'll find a page there with links to all of my YouTube video tutorials, and you can also find out about the books that I have available. I've written an exam technique guide, how to take your ABRSM Music Theory Exam. It's full of tips and hints on how to best be prepared for your exam and also how to make the best use of your time come exam day. So if you visit sharonbill.com, you'll find it's all there. If you can give me a like, that would be really super, and please do subscribe to my channel and share out the videos. And now we're going to make a start on the 2019 Grade 3 Paper C. So if you turn with me to page 11 in the practice paper booklet, we can look at this together. And so I'm hoping you've had a go of this. It doesn't matter if you make a few mistakes, you'll learn more thoroughly through those mistakes, much more so than just passively copying it through with me. So I'm hoping you've had a go, and now we'll look at this together. So question 1 asks us to add missing bar lines to these 3 melodies. There are 3 separate melodies with 3 separate time signatures, so it's not a continuation, so just be careful there. So we're going to add some bar lines. They begin on the first beat of the bar, but they won't necessarily have a complete bar at the end, so you can't work backwards if you get stuck. So this etc. tells us it's an incomplete bar at the end. So we've just got a little bit of maths work to do, so let's take it steady. So our time signature here is 6 eighth notes, 6 quaver beats per bar. And we are in duple compound time, so we're counting in 2 groups of 3 quavers, 2 dotted crotchet beats, 2 dotted quarter notes per bar. So let's just get counting really. So here is 1 quaver beat, 1 eighth note. The dot after gives us half as much again, which is a semiquaver or a 16th note, which combined with this next semiquaver 16th note gives us another quaver 8th note. There's another one. So 1, 2, 3. This crotchet, this quarter note, gives us another 2, 4, 5. And then here, 2 semiquavers, 2 16th notes gives us our next. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's our bar line. Use a ruler, keep it neat and tidy. So carrying on, just let's keep counting. So here's a quaver, an 8th note, 1, 2. That's a quaver rest. So 3, same value, an 8th note rest. 4, 5, 2 quaver beats in the crotchet, 2 8th notes in the quarter note. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here's the final beat of that bar. Put the bar line over the the tie. Silly me. So now then we have 1 beat here, 1 8th note, our unit beat here, and then half as much again. So there's our semiquaver 16th note, which combined with this next semiquaver 16th note gives us another quaver beat, another 8th note. So 1, 2, 3, there's 2 semiquavers gives us another quaver, 2 16th notes give us an 8th note. So 1, 2, 3. Now then here we've got to go a bit further. We know that a demi-semi, a 32nd note, is an 1/8 of a beat. So 2 of these demi-semis give us a semiquaver. So 2 32nd notes give us a 16th note. Getting the fractions going here. And with this next semiquaver, this next 16th note, that now gives us a quaver beat all together here. So 1, 2, 3, that's 1 quaver beat, 4, 5, 6 with the rest. So it's just a matter of going carefully, counting carefully, take it slow. Let's move on to the next question. So here we have a time signature of common time, which is the same as 4/4, which is counting in 4 crotchet beats, 4 quarter notes per bar. Now don't get confused by the triplet sign, that really doesn't matter. It's just 3 in the time of 2, so 3 quavers in the time of 2 quavers, or 3 eighth notes in the time of 2 eighth notes. So there we have 1 crotchet beat, and don't forget as well, it will be beamed appropriately in crotchet beats, so we can see at a glance there's 1 beat, there's another beat. But just let's be doubly sure, don't just presume, let's just check the maths. So here we have a quaver, an eighth note, and then the dot after that is half as much again, which is a semiquaver or a 16th note, and then 2 demi-semis, 2 32nd notes, give us a semi, a 16th note, which is, let's just diagram this out. Let's just take a moment to be really sure what's going on here. So here's a beat, because maths is not my strong point, I always prefer to visualise it. So this is a whole quarter note, a crotchet beat. So we have half of a beat here with our quaver, our eighth note. The dot after that gives us half as much again, which is a quarter. So now we have 3 quarters here in this dotted note, and then these 2 demi-semis are an eighth each, which gives us an eighth and an eighth, which fills that final quarter. So there's our next beat. So 1, 2, 3. Now here we could just see that's going to be 4, but let's work the maths out. We have a quaver, which is half a beat, and then 2 semi-quavers, 2 16th notes give us another quaver, another eighth note, which together give us our crotchet beat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, bar line. Let's carry on. So we have half a beat here, a full beat here, and half a beat here. So this half, this quaver, eighth note, and this quaver will give us a crotchet beat. So there's 1 beat, there's another beat, 2, there's another beat, 3. Half as much again gives us a quaver, an eighth note, which with this quaver eighth note rest gives us our next crotchet beat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, bar line after the rest. Let's carry on. We're getting there. So there's 1 beat, of course, and then here we have 3 quarters of a beat. We've just worked that out. Let's just do that once more. A half of a beat with our quaver, our eighth note. The dot after it gives us half as much again, which is a quarter, and then this final quarter here completes the beat. We have 3 quarters and a quarter, so that gives us a beat, and they beam together so we can see that's 1 beat. Then we have a crotchet, a quarter note here again, that's a beat of course, and then half of that again is a quaver, which with this quaver here, this eighth note here, gives us our remaining 4th beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there is the bar line, and I think we've got another bar to go here. So there's 1 beat, 2 quarters of a beat and a half a beat is 1. 4 quarters, of course, makes a whole. Quarter of a beat, quarter of a beat, quarter of a beat, quarter of a beat gives us a whole. 4 semiquavers make a crotchet. 4 16th notes make a quarter note. 1, 2, 3. We have a half a beat here and a half a beat rest. So there's our bar line there. That's that one. Let's do the next one. So now we're counting in units of minims or half notes, and we should count 3 half note equivalents per bar. You might want to subdivide that. I know that mathematically and musically it doesn't work out the same in terms of performance, but you could count 6 crotchet beats just to make sure you've got your maths correct. So here we have 1 crotchet, which with half as much again and the rest gives us another crotchet, which there gives us our first minim beat. So I've sort of started in crotchets and then converted it to the minim beats, the half notes, because really that's 3 quarters of a minim and there's the quarter of the minim beat. But if you find that subdividing the maths a little bit tricky, you could count it in crotchets first and then just move to your minim half note beat afterwards. So there we've got the same again, so we've already done the thinking for that. So there's beat 2, there's beat 3, bar line. Again, don't get confused by the triplet sign, it just means 3 in the time of 2, 1, 2 crotchet beats, 2 quarter notes, gives us our minim beat, so there's that. And then a semi-breve, a whole note, divides into 2 half notes, 2 minims, so there's our 1, 2, 3, so that's our bar line. And then here we're going to just subdivide back into crotchets just to make the maths easy, and then we'll go back into minim beats, half beats afterwards. So here's 1 crotchet beat, 2 quavers, 2 eighth notes give us a crotchet, and then we know that that's our minim, our half note beat. Then we get the same again the other way round. 2 quavers gives us a crotchet, there's a crotchet. So that now gives us our second minim beat. And then here, we've already done the maths, how we know that if we're in crotchet beats, quarter notes, we have half a beat. The dot is half as much again, which gives us 3 quarters, and there's the remaining quarter. So we know that that's 1 crotchet beat. There's the next crotchet beat, and they are beamed together to show us there's our third minim beat. So 1, 2, 3, bar line, and so the last bar is not complete. That's why it says etc. So there we go. That's the maths done. Let's press on to the next question. Now the scales and keys questions I think are sort of an easy part of the exam. If you've done your revision and you know your key signatures, that's kind of job done, but I would still always write out the list of your keys for this grade. So you only need to go to 4 sharps or 4 flats, you don't need the whole list. And this is the circle of fifths where you can just quickly write down all of your key signatures for major and minor related keys, all your thinking's done all in one go, and then any question you get with keys and scales, it's job done, you've done all of your thinking, it's easy peasy. If you're not sure how to go about writing out this circle of fifths really quickly, for the sharp keys and for the flat keys, just have a look at my video, Circle of Fifths, in the playlist Music Theory for Everyone. I'll put the link in the cards in the description. It's an absolutely invaluable tool to just get your key signatures down super quick. And so if you've done that, this next section is kind of job done really. Just applying it is the thing really, just making sure you read the question carefully. And so we're asked to add the correct clef, so that's the first part, and then we're using accidentals, not key signature, to make the scale of B flat major. So the first job is making the clef appropriate to this scale to make it B flat major. So for it to be B flat major, it must begin and end on B flat. Now we're a bit off the map here with all of these ledger lines, so it might be easier to start with this end high B flat, and for this to be B flat it must be bass clef, good boys deserve, so we know it's bass clef, otherwise that would be a G and treble clef. So bass clef. Now then, if it is that this isn't the clef of your choice, you could just write out your letters underneath just to help yourself out, so you can be sure you're going to put your accidentals in the correct place. So B, we're counting upwards here, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. So now we need to make it the scale of B flat major. Now B flat major has a key signature of B flats and E flats, so we need to now apply that. So B flats, it begins and ends on B flat, so you need to write that twice. And then the E flat is here. And then you can just rub that out later if you want to when you've finished. So that's that one easily done. And now let's look at this next one. So using semi-breves or whole notes, so we haven't got to worry about stems, we just do the sort of note heads. We need to write 1 octave of the scale of C sharp harmonic minor, and we are descending, and we're using a key signature. We're in the treble clef, so C sharp minor is related to E major, so you just need to revise these or just get your circle of fifths down, which has a key signature of 4 sharps F, C, G, D. So let's pop that in appropriately for the treble clef. F, C, G, D. There we go. Now we are descending, so we need to start at a really sort of a relatively high. So I'm going to start here, F, A, C. Scale literally means step, so we're coming down in next door notes. Space, line, space, line, space, line, space, and then I'm going to need a ledger line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's an octave. We finished on middle C, so we know we're correct. Now then, the harmonic minor has the 7th degree of the scale raised, going up and down. And so remember, we're going backwards. So this is 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, because we're going in a descending pattern. And so the 7th is here. We put the sharp before the note. I know you say D sharp, but you write sharp D because you need to know it's sharpened before you actually play it. And so that's the raised 7th. And so that's soon done. That's that question completed. We'll look at the next question in the next video. I do hope that's helpful to you. I hope this is helping you with your studies. I hope that you're enjoying it. I'm certainly enjoying working through it with you. If you can give me a like, that would be really super, and please do subscribe to my channel and do share out the videos. Please also do visit sharonbill.com and browse around all of the resource and information that's available to help you there. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.